It's live at 6. The community is celebrating International Guide Dog Day. Find out the preparations ahead of tomorrow.
Plus, the Maxwell School is being recognized today, the school's success and student excellence.
But there's more to do, so let's finish the job.
And the first Syracuse University and law school alum elected as president of the U.S., making a major campaign announcement today. We'll tell you about Biden's plans on News Live at 6. It starts right now.
Your campus news leader.
Syracuse alum President Joe Biden is back on the campaign trail. Good evening, I'm Nicole Aponte.
And I'm Walker Simmons. That's right, Nicole. President Biden is pitching himself as the Democratic candidate best positioned to keep former President Donald Trump out of the White House. New at 6, Biden said in his announcement this morning he spent his first years in office fighting for democracy and freedom against MAGA extremists, and now he wants to finish the job. In remarks to union workers hours after his announcement, he said he was, quote, the most pro-union president in American history.
I've never been more optimistic about America's future. We're on the cusp of major change. Now we've just got to keep it going, finish the job. We just remember who we are. We are the United States of America.
Well, President Biden is betting his opponent will be former President Trump, who is currently the Republican forerunner. But Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is also seeking the Republican nomination. Well, other big news for our campus tonight, the Maxwell School has been ranked as the country's #1 public affairs school in the country. The Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs has been #1 in the 12 of the 13 years in which the surveys were conducted. This year, Maxwell shares the honor with Indiana University's O'Neill School of Public and Environmental Affairs.
Now, this year, the Maxwell School is ranking at the top of 10 subcategories, including public management and leadership, nonprofit management, public policy analysis, social and urban policy, and more. And 4 standout Maxwell juniors are participating in a competitive and prestigious public affairs experience this summer. 2 juniors, Isabella Brown and Madeline De Jesus Martinez, will attend the Public Policy and International Affairs Junior Summer Institute at Carnegie Mellon. The PPAI Fellowship is designed to support students working to improve historically underserved and underrepresented communities.
Alexandria Johnson and Erica Pasha will also participate in the Summer Enrichment Program and research at Howard University and the University of Michigan, respectively. While tracking Syracuse University graduate success, the university's outcomes report finds that the 2022 overall career outcome rate is at 93%, with students making an average of almost $80,000 upon graduation.
Now, the percentage of graduates reporting jobs related to their career goals sitting just below that number at 92%. Of the 87% of graduates that the university has been able to track, 59% are employed, and about a fifth are continuing their education, and just 5% are still seeking employment. The percentage of those who got the full-time position before graduating sitting at 35%.
Well, if you've looked around campus, you've probably seen the upgrades the JMA Wireless Dome and the Lally Athletics Complex have gotten over the past year. Both projects received a significant boost from SU trustee Ed Pentanilla. Today, he donated $3 million to this transformation project.
This gift will be put towards Phase 1 of the Lally Athletic Complex project, which includes construction of the One-Team Olympic Sports Center and the Football Operations Center. These 2 facilities will support all 600 student athletes. It'll also have updated dining spaces, locker rooms, and medical training facilities.
Well, there has been some uncertainty over the SU house show scene, what it will look like next year. Many venues said goodbye for good this weekend as their founders, SU seniors, are about to graduate. CitrusTV reporter Anna Selevich spoke with students about the future of shows.
As the school year comes to an end, 3 of the 4 house show venues at Syracuse University are closing their doors as their founders prepare to graduate. House shows at SU originally started as a way for students not involved in Greek life to go out on the weekends. People pay an admissions fee to see many student musicians perform at DIY music venues and off-campus homes. SU seniors Kenneth Barrist, Jen Jordan, and Lauren Brennan shared a bittersweet moment as they said goodbye to their venue, The Garden, on Friday.
Seeing the majority of people in the space crying with us and coming to us after the show and just crying in our arms and telling us how much it meant to them to have a space like this. It was just the most amazing feeling in the entire world.
The co-founders have already received questions from SU students interested in creating their own venues next year. Although they aren't passing down the garden, they're happy to help in any way they can.
We're going to help as many people as we can, just figuring out logistics and just we have a wealth of information. If they need advice on anything, we're open to, helping out because we want to grow the community.
Barris, Jordan, and Brennan hope the community they've helped build will continue in new spaces next year. They especially hope that other venues will approach booking artists with the same intentionality as the Garden, which traditionally booked many diverse, underrepresented musicians. House shows are a national trend that stemmed from the 60s counterculture, and it doesn't seem like they'll be disappearing from SU anytime soon. For Citrus TV News, I'm Anna Selevich.
Well, Anna, thank you. Yeah, hopefully high hopes someone else picks up the music scene
so
here
much
at Syracuse.
Fun. Well, turning to our first look at our weather right now. Look, I'm not going to complain about the sunshine.
Neither will I. But sometimes looks can be deceiving.
Oh, for sure.
It was colder outside than normal,
Colder
especially with
morning.
a lot of sun.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you know who knows more about the weather right now?
Oh, I do.
Our Ronnie Parrillo. Look at how well he's
Wow,
lit right
Ronnie.
now. Come
Wow.
on, Ronnie. What do you got for us?
Well, Nicole and Walker, thanks. For what we don't have in temperatures right now, we sure make up for it in sunshine. There are blue skies over Syracuse and much of central New York right now. We're sitting in the low 50s to upper 40s, depending on where you're at in the region. And tonight, those temperatures will continue to fall. We're going to tumble through the 40s and bottom out at around 38 degrees. But here's the good news. It's going to be a pretty dry night for tonight. Temperatures really are not going to fall to anything frigid. But don't let these blue skies fool you. Tomorrow, showers will make their way back into our area, so we start off cloudy. When you head out the door, there might not be much in the way of sprinkles, but much like today, you might need your windshield wipers around 9, 10 a.m. It'll dry out again, and those showers will come back in the afternoon. So tomorrow, mainly a dry day, but of course, this is April in central New York, so we'll see those showers kind of blanketing on and off in the area. I'll have more in your full forecast coming up. For now, back over to you guys.
Ronnie, thank you. Some answers tonight after some confusion yesterday. New York's Department of Transportation confirmed that yet another truck hit the Onondaga Lake Parkway Bridge, and that truck belongs to the DOT. The department said a contractor was setting up cones in a work zone for crews to replace some of the bridge's paneling, and that's when it was struck. The DOT says it's following up with the contractor to avoid this from happening again.
An update on the shooting in January that killed 11-year-old Brexiela Torres Ortiz and injured a 19-year-old. The three men involved in the shooting were targeting the 19-year-old, and the 11-year-old was caught in the fire. She was standing by the front door of her house when she was shot. Investigators have confirmed that there is no connection between the two victims. The men accused of the shooting are now charged for murder and possession of a weapon. Well, tomorrow, celebrating International Guide Dog Day, Citrus TV reporter Annalise Aponte spoke with members of a local nonprofit to see how these dogs could impact lives.
Thanks, Nicole. Guiding Eyes is an organization that raises and trains guide dogs. Here is a look into just some of the work that they do. Guiding Eyes for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that works to provide guide dogs to the visually impaired completely free of charge.
So puppy raising is all about incorporating the Guiding Eyes puppy into your day-to-day life, your day-to-day routine.
Guide dogs cannot be properly trained without dedicated volunteers. These trainers must raise dogs to feel comfortable and confident, like Mary Onk.
As puppy raisers, we sort of have three main jobs. One is teaching them basic obedience. Another is teaching them good house manners. And then the third is socialization.
Training typically lasts 14 to 18 months. Then the puppies move on for further training, which can be difficult for volunteer raisers to get used to.
It's like sending a kid off to college. They reach a point where they really have so much more that they can do.
In fact, colleges have proven to be great training areas for dogs, and Syracuse University is one of many universities that are helping transform the way guide dog training works.
It's also good for the universities, because, having guide dogs in training on campus raises awareness.
And when these puppies learn how to guide properly, visually impaired individuals can live freer lives. Stephen Casito, an SU professor, is a guide dog user and advocate for the organization.
When I was 38, I decided to get my first guide dog. My life was transformed by getting that guide dog. Formerly, I didn't feel comfortable going to, unfamiliar places.
Regional puppy instructor Michaelia Chambliss says this is why guide dogs are so important.
Because the dogs can be their eyes for them.
If you would like to get involved in guide dog service, you can join the Service Dogs at Syracuse Club or visit www.guidingeyes.org. Walker and Nicole, back to you.
Oh, Annalise, how cute are those dogs?
So
oh my gosh,
cute.
what
Oh
a
my
great
goodness.
story. Well, it says American is apple pie and hot dogs, but after this week, you'll be hard-pressed to find Girl Scout cookies. It's the last week for sales in our region, and as our Chillicothe Deli says, no shot.
Oh, well, yes shot. Cookie season in central New York started in late January and it ends Sunday. That's right, Sunday. And if you don't want to trek out too far, Scouts are selling cookies at Destiny from 10 to 8 on Saturday and 11 to 5 on Sunday. Well, Nicole, I don't know about you, my favorite Girl Scout cookie is Samoa.
Oh, it's great.
You know what else is my favorite?
What?
Samoa live at 6.
See what you did
The
there.
dad jokes, they're still here. Well, hey, when we come back, what New York Assembly members are saying about Governor Hochul's proposed budget, now more than 3 weeks late.
Plus, how cannabis is shaping our region and how women are getting involved and getting their hands in the business. Stay with us.
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Nicole Aponte, Walker Simmons, and Ronnie Parrillo. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. The long-awaited New York state budget may be around the corner. Assembly Speaker saying yesterday that a deal is much closer. The deadline is now more than 3 weeks late.
Now, recently, Hochul's proposed housing compact was shut down by legislators. Assembly Speaker Carl Heastie says he expects talks surrounding housing to pick back up after the budget is approved. Hochul's proposal would have required upstate towns to target a 1% housing growth every 3 years. And New York State cannabis growers and processors may not be able to legally sell their products after June 1st. Early last year, New York State passed a statute kickstarting the cannabis supply chain before regulators fleshed out the details of the entire legal weed program. But the state says cultivators and processors can only sell their products through June 1st of this year.
Well, if June 1st rolls around and no legislation has yet been passed, there will be no way to get weed from suppliers to retailers legally. An OCM representative saying today they are aware of the expiration and are working to make sure New York's cannabis supply chain is not interrupted.
And despite recent advancements in the cannabis industry, it's still one that is male-dominated. 3 Buffalo women share their story on why they advocate for cannabis as medicine. Nardine Sleep has their story.
Cannabis saved my life.
Nikki Lawley suffered a traumatic brain injury while working as a pediatric nurse in 2016 that resulted in debilitating symptoms.
I can't do basic math. Why? Because of the part of my working memory that's impaired.
Nikki was ready to give up.
I lost who I was. I lost every sense of purpose, passion, and being. I couldn't go on. I almost took my life. Ended it.
But just 20 minutes across the U.S. border, Nikki found the medicine that worked for her.
I literally became a medical cannabis refugee in Ontario, Canada, because that's where I found access. I couldn't bring it home, so I would literally live day to day to try and just be able to go to Canada for that trip.
Before the legalization of cannabis in New York State, Nikki was hiding a secret behind 3 closed doors. She was growing cannabis in this very room in her basement.
And we just passed our 2-year anniversary that cannabis has been legal in New York State.
Ever since New York passed MRTA, the Marijuana Regulation and Taxation Act, there's been no need for these barricaded doors. Specific regulations were released in November of 2022.
The revisions, they have told us that we should expect them in mid-May. And then once we have the revisions, then they have to go for another public comment period of 45 days.
These laws being especially useful to Missy Fogarty, who suffers from anxiety and depression.
It was helping my husband's PTSD. He's a Marine. He was in Afghanistan. You have flashbacks. You go to the 4th of July and a firework goes off. Your husband's, or my boyfriend at the time, it ruins a whole night.
But something she says helps is cannabis. Missy's son was born with a disability. The couple didn't know whether he would survive.
Being able to go outside and smoke a joint once in a while was so healing and so necessary for me and my husband, or we wouldn't be here today together.
Which is one of the reasons why Missy and her husband Derek started their podcast, The Pothead Parents, which is aimed at educating those interested in cannabis.
And then I was realizing there's nobody that's like me talking about this. Yeah, there's a mom, but there was no one like me and my husband, a couple, parents.
Educating others is Nikki's goal too.
I have 180-degree changed my position on medical cannabis because I became a patient. My mission and my purpose is to help others understand cannabis is medicine.
The medicine that these women say can change lives. Nardine Salit, CitrusTV News.
Nardine, thank you. The latest across the country, a 30-year-old man is in custody after authorities say he shot and killed a 20-year-old at Rose State College yesterday. That's just outside Oklahoma City. Police say Brandon Morissetti faces a first-degree murder charge.
The area's police chief said Morissetti surrendered after cops approached him. It was after they say he allegedly confronted his wife along with the student he shot to death.
Well, it's allergy season in central New York. I'll tell you about the pollen count coming up. You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center,
This is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News Live at 6. Well, we're at the end of the semester here at Syracuse University. So if you want to go out on the quad and maybe, I don't know, do some homework for the end of the semester or study for a final exam, those are the grades for the next few days. I would give A's to Thursday and Friday, but tomorrow those showers, not going to be so great. But let's take a look at the pollen count here. Because it's allergy season, the tree pollen is really what's bothering people. You know, those eyes and stuffy nose. I've been suffering with that myself. And just how high is it? Well, it's pretty high up there right now. And that's because everything is in bloom. A couple weeks back, we saw really warm temperatures that triggered the blooming of those flowers and trees. So a lot of yellow coating the area right now here in central New York. Let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. Tomorrow, those showers, like I said, will be on and off in the area. So maybe not the best day to be outside. That combined with those chilly temperatures that will be below average, might not make it the best day to walk out on the quad. But Thursday and Friday, we get rewarded for dealing with the rain on Wednesday. So temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. And then Saturday and Sunday, temperatures remain mild, but a little bit wetter with rain showers and things like that. But Thursday and Friday looking like winners. Speaking of winners, our women's lacrosse team, I know John Eads, you've got more on that.
I do, Ronnie. Thank you. Syracuse women's lacrosse on to postseason play pretty soon, but the Islanders in postseason play right now, and it's do or die time for New York. They've got a big Game 5 tonight against Carolina, plus a score update in the Syracuse Mets game against Toledo. And there's also a best-kept secret about 5 miles or so from where I'm standing right here. I'll tell you what that is after the break. Stay with us.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
The Islanders' Stanley Cup hopes are on life support tonight ahead of a massive Game 5 battle with Carolina. Welcome into sports. I'm John Eads. The Hurricanes have full control of this Eastern Conference first-round series right now. Carolina leads New York 3-1 and hosts tonight's battle. Carolina won the first 2 clashes of the series in PNC Arena last week, and one player you'd think needs to step up tonight for the Isles is Brock Nelson. The center has tallied 3 points in this series, but could be critical tonight in a win-or-go-home situation. Puck drop from Raleigh is set for 7. Women's lacrosse All-ACC teams dropped today, and it should come as no surprise that Syracuse absolutely cleaned up. Meg Tyrell is the headliner. The attacker is a first-team All-Conference performer for the 3rd time in her Orange career. Delaney Schweitzer and Emma Ward joined Tyrell on the top list. Additionally, Megan Carney, Sierra Cockrell, and Emma Tyrell received second-team recognition, and then Coco Vandiver collected an All-ACC freshman team nod. Syracuse opens up postseason play in the conference tournament tomorrow against Virginia Tech, 4 o'clock. Draw control time is set for that one. Over in Toledo, the Mets and Mud Hens begin a 6-game series this evening. First pitch was supposed to be at 6 p.m. Didn't happen, though. Bit of a rain delay going on there. So follow at Syracuse Mets to find out when the game will resume, if it resumes today. So the Syracuse Mets slumping. I didn't mention they've lost 5 of their last 6 games. Now, I'll tell you who's soaring. It's the Lemoyne men's lacrosse team. This might be the best kept secret in Central New York. This program is simply a machine. Year after year, the Dolphins are serious contenders for the Division II National Championship. This year, no different. Lemoyne is the #1 team in D2 and is yet to lose all season. A perfect 13-0 record, but that unblemished regular season isn't cemented just yet. Top 5 battle going down tonight on Long Island. Number 5 Adelphi and top-ranked Lemoyne. The action is already underway. Adelphi in front 6-4 at the half. This is the first duel between the Panthers and Dolphins this season. I imagine there will be more come postseason time. Now back to the Diamond, where the Yankees look to get back on the right track tonight with Nestor Cortez on the bump. The Bronx Bombers have dropped 3 of their last 4 games, and that includes a 6-1 loss last night to the Twins. Now, within that stretch of mostly losing, the defense has really struggled. The Yanks have conceded at least 5 runs in each of those 3 losses. But New York's lefty ace is tasked with dissolving that issue this evening for New York. Cortez owns a perfect 3-0 record with an ERA of about 3 through 23 innings of work. Game 2 of the 3-game set is slated for 7:40 tonight. Finishing up on the pitch, defending national champion Syracuse men's soccer added to its coaching staff earlier today. Carter Lincoln joins the club after a 4-year stint as the head coach at Clarkson University. The Lincoln University head coach, or rather Lincoln, who formerly coached at Clarkson, led the Golden Knights to 2 double-digit win seasons. And last year, his squad peaked at number 18 in the national rankings. The former Vermont assistant brings more than 8 years of experience to the Salt City. So nice pickup for the club.
Johnny, thank you so much. Well, when we come back, Ronnie Parrillo has one last look at your weather. Stay with us.
Those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner!
Go?
Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family. Yeah! Oh, I thought you were on my team. Wait.
Welcome back. Let's take one last look at your weather. 46 degrees as you step out the door tomorrow. Dry at first, but making way for a few showers. So definitely grab the raincoat for tomorrow. But I would like to just say a huge thank you to Tuesday News. This is a great team. It started off as, and still is, the AGM show. Nicole and Walker, you guys are phenomenal. John, all our guys on sports. Our amazing news director, creative news director, Dylan Brendel. And just the phenomenal team, Nardine,
so wonderful.
who's always here for us. So
many great people.
It's great.
Well, we're saying goodbye to one of our very own today. It's your last day anchoring Live at 6.
I know. It's the same with John. Last time on Sports
gosh.
for Live at 6 as well.
We've been so lucky to work with you over the past 3 years. It's been so wonderful. You were AGM before me, so I can't thank you enough for everything.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah.
I really mean it. Oh, we don't have. All right, well, we're gonna roll no video, but I feel like I gotta set the mood with some somber music here. It's my last time. Hey. Last words for me here on Live at 6. I just want to thank everybody on the show. John, Nicole, Ronnie. Couldn't have done it without you guys.
I'm Nicole Aponte.
And I'm Walker Simmons for one last time. Have a great night, Syracuse.